Inside Apple Park in California, a group of senior AI engineers gathered to review global proposals. Leading them was David Miller, a respected iPhone AI architect known for his intelligence and his blunt judgments. When the next submission appeared on screen, he read the name aloud. David barely skimmed the proposal before shaking his head. It described an AI system built to understand multilingual conversations in real time, especially code switching, when bilingual speakers mix languages naturally in one sentence. David smirked. And someone in Manila thinks he solved it alone? He looked at Raphael's background. No elite university. No PhD. Mostly outsourcing work. 7,000 miles away in Quezon City, Raphael opened the rejection email. It was polite but generic. No feedback. But through connections in tech communities, he learned what had been said, that developers from the Philippines weren't seen as innovators. Raphael had taught himself coding through free online tutorials because his family couldn't afford expensive schools. He worked freelance jobs to pay for university. He noticed that most AI systems treated multilingual communication like simple translation. Meaning comes from tone, culture, and context, not just words. Big tech didn't train AI on that reality. So Raphael did. With 4 other Filipino developers, Maria, Carlos, Jasmine, and Paolo, he began refining the system. They met on weekends around one small table. They couldn't afford expensive datasets, so they created their own by recording real conversations. They optimized everything to run on basic hardware. 6 months later, they had a working prototype. It didn't just translate. It understood. Raphael decided not to submit it quietly again. Instead, he entered the Asia Global AI Summit Challenge. In Singapore, Raphael stood alone on stage with his old laptop. "My name is Raphael Santos," he began, "and I built an AI that understands how real people actually speak." He started speaking in Taglish. The AI displayed live analysis, recognizing language switches, tone shifts, humor, and cultural meaning. Then he switched languages mid-sentence. The system kept up perfectly. The room grew silent. After the presentation, the judges called Raphael in for a private technical review. David examined the code line by line. He searched for flaws, inefficiencies, shortcuts. Finally, David asked, "How large is your team?" "5 people," Raphael replied. "Funding? Our savings." Then David asked quietly, "Did you submit this to Apple 6 months ago?" "I dismissed it without testing it. I assumed your location and credentials meant the work wouldn't be competitive. I was wrong." That evening, Raphael's team won first place. The victory spread across tech media. Within days, major companies reached out, including Apple. This time, David flew to Manila. He stepped into Raphael's small apartment office, cramped, simple, far from Silicon Valley's glass towers. "You built this here?" David asked. "We built it where we could," Maria answered. After days of discussion, Apple offered a partnership, funding, infrastructure. They named it Salida, the Tagalog word for language. Within 2 years, Salida employed dozens of Filipino engineers. Their AI technology was integrated into major products worldwide. The company's valuation soared. At a conference later, David publicly admitted his mistake. "Talent is everywhere," he said. "Opportunity is not. We must stop assuming innovation only comes from certain places." Salida had hundreds of employees and scholarship programs for young Filipino developers without elite credentials. At their anniversary event, Raphael reflected on the rejection that started it all. "At first, I wanted to prove one person wrong," he said. "But it became bigger than that. It became about proving that innovation has no nationality." He still kept the original rejection email, not out of anger, but as a reminder. Because the lesson wasn't about revenge. It was about this. Your potential isn't defined by who overlooks you. And sometimes, The people who are underestimated build the future anyway.